Hey, what's up guys? Brian with Headwaters. I'm down here at the warehouse with Matt. We're actually here to pick up a Pro Angler 12. We've got a build series coming up where we're gonna rig out and trick out a brand new PA-12 360. We're gonna do a couple different episodes, different builds of like how we would essentially rig it out and what we would want to do with it. What do you think? Basically
a tournament fishing boat.
Yeah, tournament ready boat. So we're gonna grab the boat from the warehouse. It's kind of packed in here, but yeah, let's throw it in the back of the truck. So we got back here to the shop, but before we dive into the first part of our build here, I wanted to talk to you guys about how we lay out a build like this before we just start jumping in and essentially drilling holes into a kayak. So we have this little form here that we have customers fill out, or we sit down and fill it out with them about what they want, where they want it, and how they want it. That way we know exactly where to put things. Obviously things change throughout builds all the time, but it gives us an idea of where to start at. If we do have any changes, obviously we call them, make changes, all that fun stuff. But this gives us just a good starting point, a good base to start a build like this, because doing this kind of stuff, we don't want to make mistakes. This is something that we definitely want to walk through with the customer and make sure that it's correct and it's what they want. So let's jump into it. All right, so one of the first steps that we talk to customers about is exactly what they want to power on their kayak. If you're just doing a single fish finder install, you don't necessarily need to go this in depth, but because we're going to be doing so many different things, we're going to be using a distribution hub from FPV Power. This one is a fairly cool distribution hub. It does have 6 circuits on it, and each circuit is fused independently, so you don't have to run fuses in between the distribution hub and all of your accessories. 2 of the circuits on the distribution hub are on all the time, so you can actually have these run continuously without having to turn things on and off. On top of that, where you're getting your power from is huge. We use lithium batteries now. These are 2 17.5-hour lithium batteries from FPV. They will be mounted on the dual battery mount from Burley Pro. This sits in the rear hatch of the Pro Anglers. Kind of a cool, clean way to do it. And the way we're going to be mounting the distribution hub is this mast mount from FPV also. These line up with the mounting holes on the back of the distribution hub. Kind of a cool way to do it. And we'll need an extension to get from our batteries to the distribution hub, and then the distribution hub will essentially feed all of our accessories on top of that. So what I'm gonna do is swap over to Matt. He's gonna be installing a lot of this stuff for me and walk you through exactly how we do things and where we put things.
So we're going to be starting at the front and working our way back with this power distribution system. All right, don't lose your key fob. That comes standard with the FPV distribution hub. So basically, you have 4 holes on the back, and you have 8 holes on the back of this. Line up the holes, bolt it on, that's all this is. It's incredibly easy. It's going to be the more centered holes on the mast plate. And don't over tighten those, because this is just plastic casing and it can strip out. So get them all started, tighten them down, don't over tighten. You will move all your extra parts, open up the center hatch, the front hatch, remove the bin, which it's nice because this all does fit with the bin. And then you have the Hobie mast, which is meant for a sail and a bunch of other things, but it's a pressure fitting. So just push it on, snaps, and now it's stuck in there. Now we're to the back of the boat, and what we're going to do here is mount both of these batteries onto a suspended battery holster from Burley Pro. So you'll open the back hatch, and as you can see, there is a scag right here. And with that scag, the batteries need to rest on either side of that. So you have an open space in the middle between these mounted batteries. So again, start by opening your box, the hard part. I always put their parts and pieces back in the box so you know where they are. They do come with chargers, and they also do come with plugs to run your wires, which is really nice, and stickers, of course. So get your 2 batteries out. So on both of these batteries, again, you see there's 4 holes on the back of each of these, and that's what you're going to be installing this plate to. So in your kit, they give you a couple of bolts, washers and nuts, and screws. The screws are what you're going to use to attach the battery to the plate, and then the nuts, bolts, and washers is what you're going to attach the plates to the suspending Burley Pro plate with. There is a film on these, which for a long time I did not know, so my previous installs will have this still on, but it's just a peel ply that is on your metal bracket. Now that you're done wrestling with the peel ply, you'll take the battery and you're going to mount it to the side that does not have the flange. This is what's going to mount to the top of this plate here. Again, very simple. Line up your holes, take your screws, place your 4 screws into the 4 holes, and snug them down. Be careful not to over tighten these, you are just screwing it into plastic. And that's it, your battery's not going anywhere. We're gonna mount the second one just the same, and then we'll bolt them to the plate. Once you've got your batteries attached, the way these are gonna install are these brackets are going to overlay on each other, and then the Burley Pro piece is going to go over the top, and you're gonna bolt it together. It's all very simple, and that's why I really like to work with this stuff. So, set it on a surface that you can work on. Take this, set it on top. We've got the bolts that are going to go through, and then the washer and nut will go on the bottom. Alright, so now that you got your nuts on, you'll take your 8mm wrench and your screwdriver and or impact, tighten them down. And then this will suspend in there. And then your batteries are hanging. If you ever do get water inside the boat, you can't really have them touched, and it's just clean and completely out of the way. Now that you got your batteries set up, you want to get the FPV double pigtail. So you're going to connect both of the batteries into one connection, and then feed the cord from the back to the front from your batteries to the distribution hub. So next you're going to run your extension cable. This is the FPV, it's the 15-footer. So on these 12 and 14-foot pro anglers, we use the longer ones. They do make them in shorter lengths, but because you need to get to the front, from the front to the back, we use the long cable. You have a little bit extra left over, but not a big deal. Alright, so the way I like to do this is I'm going to start it down one side or the other. That can be your preference, but you want to take your male end and you're going to start feeding it down. Right now I'm going to do the right hand side of the kayak. You also have this center hatch, so once you can feed it down to the center hatch and grab it, you're going to pull it through and get it to the front, plug it in. So once you have it here, then you're going to run it the rest of the way to the front. You've got it to the front. You will connect it to your FPV hub, and now you will have power to your entire system being distributed between all of these accessories. So something that you do want to be cautious of is you don't want to lose your controller. So clip it to your life jacket, put it on a retractor, some way to fasten it to the boat. They are waterproof, so if you get them wet, don't worry about it, but you do want to keep them in the boat with you so you can turn on and off all of your accessories. Besides that, that's going to be the first installment of this video, and that was just a quick overview of the battery setup and distribution for the power. From here, we're going to do many other things, fish finders, lights, all that fun stuff. So check back in. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you for the next one.